Somerville Sounds is re-releasing Gentle Vibes. I know some of you have experienced this phenomenon, but when your friends know that you are a musician, sometimes instruments just show up. And that's the case with these marching vibes. I don't know anything about vibes, especially marching vibes, but I think the damper pedal system is long gone. What a mess. I went a little too hard the other day. Okay. What were we talking about? As with many of our instruments, I play them the way that I want to hear them. So I am not a vibes guy. I don't know the proper technique or what the proper mallets are that you're supposed to use on an instrument like this. So I used what I had laying around. One was very like fleece-like. The other had more of a yarn texture, and then there was a rubber mallet. So they all have a very distinct tone. The fleece mallet obviously gives you more of a thud type of sound, which probably not desirable in most applications, but if you want that percussive sound and you want that deep hit to go along with some tone, it's fantastic. The other end of the spectrum, the rubber sound is more traditional. It's kind of that ringing, pure sound, and the yarn is somewhere in between the two. The ability to mix them all together allows you to really tone shape with the sound before you get to the high pass and low pass and any other EQ you want to add. As always, our prototypes are pay what you want with a suggested donation of $5. But they're yours if you want them. They do not require Kontakt, nor do they work in Kontakt. They are AU, VST3, and AAX compatible. The controls are similar to our other prototypes, which is simple volume controls for the 3 signals. The reverb control is not a big, long, giant hall. It's more of just a space provider. I sample everything in this tight space, so sometimes you need just a bit more. For instance, if I wanted to match it to an acoustic guitar that I recorded out in the foyer, the entryway, well, I might juice that reverb knob a bit to match the sounds. We opted for simple high pass and low pass filters. This is a prototype, and the high pass and low pass do pretty much everything you need it to do. Say you want that texture from the soft, but there's a lot of low in there, so you can roll off the bottom. And perhaps the top end of the high is too much, so you can bring that down. You can also combine those filters with the wow and flutter effects that we brought over from Dusty Feltz. Is it Dusty Feltz? I think so. It's not a crazy effect, but if you want that modulated, kind of aged lo-fi, just bring them on up. Also on the adjust menu is a pedal sustain button. Like I said, there's no damper pedal, so in the non-sustain mode, there's just a gradual sustain. Owen did some cool things under the hood to make it kind of fade out a little bit faster than previous, but you can naturally play it. However, if you want to play it more like a piano, you switch to the pedal sustain mode so it acts like a piano. When the sustain pedal is down, it sustains. When you lift it up, it stops. Here is the clarity preset. One of the more natural sounding presets. You notice there is a little bit of roll off on the bottom end. Let's move on to From a Dream. Looks like we just have medium. A lot of low end rolled off, a lot of top end, and a lot of wow. Next, I Remember. It's a blend of everything with some reverb. Toy Tines is just the hard. Bottom end rolled off, filtered on the top, more flutter than wow. And then Twinkle Box, medium. Oh, Warm Hug. Ooh, I definitely hear the soft there. A little bit of bottom end rolled off and some top rolled off as well with a little bit of wow. Boom, don't you hear that attack? Those are the presets. I will not personally be offended if you run Gentle Vibes through all of your other fun plugins, because I'm going to do the same. Every other video I talk about sound toys, but Primal Tap? Let's get a sound that's kind of filtered. Listen to the Lovely Delays preset. Now let's do this. Roll off a little bit of the top. See what else that we got. We're just having fun here. Let's go back to what we had. Bounce. Listen to what happens if we put little altar boy in front of it, but we bring the pitch all the way up. Now let's put my delay back on it. We tend to think bell sounds are only for like pretty music, and that's just not true. You can download Gentle Vibes along with all of our other free prototypes over at somervillesounds.com. And while you're there, check out our Kontakt instruments. They work in the free Kontakt player, so you don't have to own the full version of Kontakt. I think this sound will work really well with soft drums, so why don't you go check that out. Talk soon.